Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, let's try that again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Apex Investor. This is the third video, actually the fourth video of the day, but the third news video, and it's going to be a short one, hopefully. So essentially, there's so much going on right now. Metamaterials is just getting hammered in the stock market, but when it comes to the news, there's so much good news. It's like a deluge of good news, great news, in all fronts. GlucoWise, the dividend, CES, you name it. Like, so good. Sterling Stocks did a really good interview recently. Do watch that. It's almost an hour long, but it's worth your while if you are an investor in metamaterials. So I'm just going to look at two of these posts from the subreddit of Meta Materials. It says, I said this before, I'll say it again. 5 years from now, no matter how many shares you have, okay, if I have one share, we're all going to be better off than we are today. This company is going places, and just listening to George and Ken talk gives me goosebumps. They are patient and driven. It sounds like they are excited about the team they assembled for Oilco. We will hear more about it in March, I reckon, and I can't wait till the next earnings report, which I think comes out in March. So yeah, he's right. And the reason I read this comment doesn't really stand out at first read, but what he brings up is George and Ken are certainly visionaries. And visionaries like that are few and far between. You only have like Steve Jobs. Whether you love him or hate him, he was a visionary. He was a revolutionary mind. He spearheaded breakthrough technologies. He thought outside of the box. And Elon Musk is in that same mold. And George Palikaras and Ken Rice could very well be in that kind of a visionary kind of mold. So yeah, that's a good post. And the second item about the earnings report coming out in March, that's going to be a very important month for us. And I think we're going to see the after effects of what happens after March and April. We're going to see just how the stock is going to be affected. The next post talks about think about it. Okay, metamaterials. This is for the fudders that argue George got his shares by exercising his options at a way lower cost than retail. But why would a director of the company buy 18,000 shares at the upper $3 levels if he expects the company to not produce anything? That's a great point. We're at under $3. We're at almost $2, and maybe even below that soon, possibly. Does he not like money? Mr. Steen also bought 18,000 shares at $3.73, and he has not exercised his options. What does that tell you? He expects the company to grow, which will in turn grow his investment. And he has more information that the public does not have. Just filling in the blanks there. George, this is just an attestation to your responses that some insiders have brought, may or may not required to file. Okay, I'm not sure what he's saying there. I will be patiently holding despite being down 50%. I'm in the same boat. I'm not worried, and neither am I. For people looking for motivation, when you build a business, do you put money and get profits in day one? No, you don't. You first spend the money, you start operating the business, you deliver the product, the customer receives it, and then they pay you for it, depending on your net terms. Things take time. You are the owners of a company that can make products that no one else on the earth can make, yet at this efficiency as well, and at the price point, because they're doing it not only efficiently, but at a low cost. Just forget about the stock price until you hit your targets. That's a great advice. As long as they are realistic and relax. We're in good hands, and these are some of the smartest people in the industry. So yeah, wow, that's a lot of news to take. They have so much in the woodwork for us. all for $2. And yeah, this is not staying at $2. I've been saying this in so many videos, and I get it. I mean, if I was a viewer, I'd say that's clickbaity. You can't just throw out a price like $50 or triple digits or $100 per share. Yeah, you can't, but when you are a visionary, I'm not saying I'm a visionary, but I have a vision that this company can reach its full potential. It could be worth maybe even $1,000 per share. Who knows? But with all this good news that we went through today, with the GlucoWise, that alone will bring the stock to triple digits. That just by itself. It doesn't even need the Oilco dividend. But then when you add on top of that GlucoWise technology, the dividend, and they just gave us a target date. They gave us the spinoff company, Oilco, and then March 2022 is their target date. I'm not saying that they guarantee that it's going to be that date. But, okay, so as I was saying, we now have a target date of March 2022, not an exact date. And again, they're not guaranteeing that it's all going to be finalized by that time, but that is the target date. That is the plan. So it could be delayed to April. It could be, but I think really no later than June, the end of June. So by the end of, I guess that would be Q2, thereabouts, we will most likely see the dust settle by then, and the stock is going to be in a completely different position than we are right now at what seems like a pathetic level of $2. Can't even go above $3. Fact remains, though, this stock was above $20 at one point around the merger time. It was also steadily above $5-6 range for a good chunk of November. So that is like 3 times the value of what it is now, meaning this is a great discount for you. And some other thoughts I wanted to share before I forget what they are is that the price of metamaterials is very much, it is a mental price. It is not mental as in it's retarded. I mean, it's in the mind. It's just like GameStop and AMC, where you have to realize the intrinsic value of what you hold, of what you've bought. You know, if you buy a car such as let's just say a Bugatti, something like that, those really expensive, $100,000 cars, it's worth maybe $1 million. Let's just say it's worth $1 million. That's how much you paid for it, $1 million. Or maybe you didn't buy it for $1 million. Perhaps you got it at a discount. Maybe you bought it for $500,000. So, but it is worth $1 million. But if somebody's asking you, a potential buyer saying, "Can you sell me your Bugatti, which is worth $1 million? You bought it for half what it's worth, and they want it for $100,000." You're gonna say, "Piss off!" No, I know how much this is worth. This is worth at least $1 million, and I'm not gonna accept anything less than that. We should be the same with metamaterials. This is a company that will literally change the world in the next 5-10 years, maybe even before that. But I think we're going to see this company become a mainstay in the big tech industry and the medical industry and the automotive industry and pretty much everything that you can see there on the screen: consumer electronics, energy, medical, etc. As well as we have nanotech. And just that acquisition alone is such a big deal on its own. So when you have a company with all these great angles to them, all these different dimensions to them, all these different aspects of this company, they're not a one-trick pony, as George Palikaras said, but they can really, they have so many different ways to make money. They have so many profitable avenues, so many options that they can capitalize on in terms of these ventures, these different industries that exist. This is one of the most promising companies that exist on the planet. They are not American per se, they are Canadian, but they do have international dealings in America, in Europe, and so on. So this could be the biggest company to come out of Canada since Blackberry. That's saying a lot, because Blackberry stock, I think, was in triple digits levels at one point before they went down and crashed. And now they're at double digits. But anyway, point is, I presented to you in the first video in the stock market update that MetaMaterials is not only the darling of this channel, it is one of the best companies on the horizon. One of the best companies you can invest in. And I'm going to do a series of videos spotlighting this, or showcasing this, I should say. And look forward to that. There are other companies. There's one other company, QuantumScape, but they are a one-trick pony, because all they do is the batteries for EV cars, the electric vehicles. And besides that, I really can't think of another company besides MetaMaterials, QuantumScape, and there's probably another company that escapes my mind, but that is very much a undervalued company. QuantumScape already proved themselves. They were at triple digits in the $100 level range. Now they're down at $20. They're gonna come right back up to $100 plus once they come out with their battery, which will probably take 3 to 5 years. MetaMaterials, on the other hand, we know they're worth at least $50, at the very least. At the most, maybe $1,000. But they're at $2 right now. Can you imagine a Tesla at $2? Anyway, I don't want to keep pumping the stock. I don't want to just keep hyping it, and, I could just ramble on and on. I'd rather present to you evidence. I want to present to you evidence. So that's what I prefer to do in this channel. I don't want to just talk my mouth off and ramble on, but I want to present to you the facts, evidence, and things that can be useful to you. So anyway, without further ado, I just thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for all your support. Please like this video and subscribe if you want more content like this. I am going to come out with more videos, a series of videos on MetaMaterials that are going to be completely different than anything I've done previously to what I've ever done on this channel. So I hope you look forward to that. And it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to be very time intensive and going to take a lot of effort. It's not just going to be, record and pause and all that. It's going to be a lot more time consuming. And I hope you appreciate the efforts that go into those. So I plan to do at least one of these series of videos by the end of, before the dividend for sure. So before April, I want to do at least one of these videos, just showcasing all these different aspects of MetaMaterials, such as energy, medical, consumer electronics, automotive, aerospace, and so on. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Yes, Meta is down in stock price in terms of the price of the stock, but the battle is very far from over. The war is so far from over, and we're going to see the tide turn in a dramatic way. We're going to see a dramatic shift by April and in the coming months after that. But these are dark days and weeks and months ahead, January, February, March, until the Oilco spinoff is more concrete, until they've confirmed, that the dividend is going to be distributed, and they're going to give us the forthcoming update regarding, okay, this is how much it's worth. So if George and co, and they say, okay, this is the dividend, and we've estimated the value, we've assessed the actual value of the assets, and the dividend has been revealed to be this much, fill in the blank, whether it's $20 or $40 or more. But the fact remains, price of oil is $80 and continues to go up. Some pundits are saying that the price of oil will go as high as $120 by sometime this year. Time will tell if that actually comes to pass. But the future is very bright. And we will go beyond $2. We will go beyond $10. We will go beyond $20. We will go beyond $50. We are going to go beyond triple digits, ladies and gentlemen. Just hold on, be patient. Your patience will be rewarded. So that's all I have for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless you all, and God bless your investments.